Welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse, and tonight we are live. We've got DC Toontime here. We're going to talk about Be-Bop Deluxe. We've never done that on the channel. We're doing our career retrospective. Well, hell, we're going to do a ranking tonight. Let's do it.
Grant is changing the world one track at a time on Grant's Rock Warehouse.
Holy crap, we are live, DC. How are you?
I'm doing great, Grant. How about you?
I'm good to fair.
Well, I mean, our subject tonight, we've had more than a
fair
few.
to good.
Fair to good. I think that's what you want.
Anyway, so we're talking Be-Bop Deluxe tonight. Hopefully we get a lot more people. We have 10 people watching. Come on, people.
Come on, folks.
Jesus. You know what? I've been putting up so many of those damn one band, one artist things. I put up,
Yeah.
I think I'm up to 28.
You're covering a lot of ground,
People are
man.
going, people are going, Grant, do you even do any other shows other than that?
You're going the extra mile, folks.
Going the extra mile, but you know what's going to, all right, I'm going to throw you something, DC. You familiar with this?
Rex Smith.
Well, the band Rex.
Rex, I know of it. I can't say I purchased said album back in the day.
We're going to take a look at that.
All right. Yeah,
It's
you're
coming up.
turning a lot of people on to some. You're turning me on to stuff that
Well,
I
Martin
didn't know
likes
about
that
before.
record.
Who?
Martin.
All right. Hey,
that.
that accounts for something, does it not?
100%. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff coming up. But tonight we are talking. Look at this. Look at all these CDs.
Collect them all. Collect them all.
Be-Bop Deluxe. This is the version that's got all the the lettering. It says Be-Bop Deluxe. Now I was trying to find my damn live album.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I put it. Yeah, you've got it. But we're gonna we'll hit on that, but we're not really talking about live albums, but we'll talk about it. Anyway, DC, you're good. Everything's good. Dementia Cat's okay?
Yeah, like I said, I kind of weird in a way when I realized how long I've been talking about him and his ultimate demise. Yet here we are tonight again, and he's right in his chair beside me. So
hey, look,
who knows?
Principal's here tonight. Look at that. He's making an appearance. I know I always bring it up, but has anybody seen Marlon yet? I haven't seen him. Ken White loves Bill Nelson, probably the most criminally underrated guitarist. 100%. We're going to hit on that.
I would agree with that, Ken. And in fact, pre-show, Grant and I were shooting the shit, and that came up. That came up because we haven't.
Where have you been? No.
Oh, Kyle's there.
Kyle's always here. It's no big deal.
Where Debbie's here.
Let's see. Where's she at?
Val is here, and Al left a note or two on the notice about the Be-Bop show tonight.
Al, though, has been very vocal. In fact, everybody's been vocal on these one band, one album shows. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to throw this out before we get going, though. What is it? Oh, wait a minute. What's this, Gary? 9 a.m. show, Marlon on SOT. Today? I mean, I don't care if he's on that show. He needs to appear on Coney Hatch on Sunday. That's when I need him.
Yep.
Anyway, we're going to talk Be-Bop Deluxe. We can get started. I'm warmed up enough. This is the only show that I've done today, which is kind of weird. There's normally
you got to be
multiple shows on one.
You're not used to twiddling your thumbs like this, Grant.
Well, no. But I'll be busy. Anyway, we're talking Be-Bop Deluxe. So this is, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, you know, it's like trying to choose your favorite child. All these records are so great. Yeah. I was able to rank them though, but man, what a hard thing to do. So this was formed by Bill Nelson. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but how do you really categorize this band? I'm going to throw it out to people in the chat. I hear blues rock. I hear glam. I hear art rock. I hear progressive rock. We've got new wave as we get through the catalog.
Even
I wouldn't even know where to classify
touches
this
on
band.
everything, including calypso and island music,
And there's some
and
raga,
some jazz and some reggae, all of that. That's what makes this band just so fascinating.
Fascinating. So anyway, the original band. Okay, this is the original band. It was with Nelson, Ian Parkin on guitar, Robert Bryan on bass, Nicholas Chatterton, Drew. Pronounce that name. Hello, I'm Nicholas Chatterton Drew.
Good day, I'm Nicholas Chatterton Drew.
And you had a Richard Brown on keyboards. So the Axe Victim came out in 1974. All right, I'm going to throw it over to DC and let him carry it for a moment.
All right.
What's your thoughts on Axe Victim? And we're just kind of doing this as, what we're going to do though. Everybody, please pay attention because we are going to do a ranking and we'll do a rating. I think we can do that. There's only 5
as we move through, everyone can give their rating and then we'll compare notes as far as how we rank them at the end.
All right. Yeah, that's what we'll do. All right. So Axe Victim, but we're going to try to keep it moving because this could be a long show for going to
even though
everybody
5 albums, we're going to try and move.
Okay. Axe Victim, what's your thoughts on this, DC?
1974. And a young DC goes into his local record shop and looks at the new releases. And this is staring right back at him. I'm thinking, oh, baby, this has got to be Sabbathy to the 10th power. This is the case where the album art sold the album. Picked this up and it said, oh, this has got, like I said, this has got to be Sabbath. Like I flipped it over and I thought, well, maybe not. It's kind of a glammy kind of thing going back there, spooky.
There's things happening.
Yeah, there's stuff happening. So I
mean, look at that.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't my impression at the front of the album. So it was a little bit confusing to me. I get the album home, I throw it on the turntable, and the first thing I hear is this vocalist who is eerily similar to David Bowie, but followed by some incredible lead guitar work that is moving its way through the songs in the spaces. Something that I never quite heard something like this before. And the lead playing is so freaking melodic and thoughtful, even on the first time I'm hearing this. So I'm already saying this isn't what I was expecting. My God, this guitar work is fantastic. They're moving through the song, and I'm appreciating the song itself. Like I said, the first thing that hit me was this lead guitar playing. And I'll say this about Bill Nelson. Unlike anybody else, and Grant and I were discussing this, the guy could play some riffs quickly, but they were so melodic and so well thought out. He could also hang on to one note and make it resonate in the course of the song. As people have pointed out in our chat and in our conversation leading up, this has never gotten his due as one of the all-time greats, my opinion. Just a tremendous player. And that first song, the outro, you get even more of it. I was just floored. And like I said, my initial feelings about the Bowie connection, the next song, Love is Swift Arrows, you still get more of that Bowie feeling. And then you get the Jet Silver and the Dolls of Venus. I'm thinking, this is just somebody kind of latching onto the whole Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars vibe, but you're showcasing a master lead guitarist worked into the mix. Like I said, I was floored. I'd never heard anybody playing lead guitar quite like this before. The rest of this album impresses as well. It goes in slightly different directions, adventures in a Yorkshire landscape, beautiful Jets at Dawn, and No Trains to Heaven, where it just builds and builds and builds. Just mwah, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
All right. Well, my thoughts on this, or are you still going?
Well, I was going to just say the only.
Go ahead.
Here's a fun fact for you.
Mhm.
The one song, Rocket Cathedrals, is the only Be-Bop Deluxe song where Bill does not sing lead. That's the bass player there taking over with the vocals.
All right.
Cool. Just a little fun fact for you.
All right. Well, yeah, this record is kind of all over the place when I listen to it.
Grant, let me ask you one question before you get really.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Did you listen to these albums in order, or did you get them and listen to them in a different framework?
Well, they're all on my iTunes because I ripped them all.
Oh, okay.
So I just kind of went randomly straight through them the way they were listed, and I just ranked them as I heard them.
Okay, good enough.
So they were Whopper Jaws. So maybe that's a good way to listen to it. I don't know. But anyway, when I listen to this, though, I hear a lot of David Bowie. I hear a lot of Roxy music. I think there's a lot of influences on here. And I like this record, don't get me wrong, at all. I'm not dogging it by any means, but it seems like, yes, you can hear Be-Bop Deluxe here, but they haven't fully formed in what they were going to be. Mm-hmm. There's a certain, well, we'll get to it, record that I think is, when I think Be-Bop Deluxe, that is Be-Bop Deluxe. This is a good effort, strong, right out of the box. The guitars on here are incredible. Some of the tracks that I dig, Axe Victim, the title track, geez, come on, what a great track. Driving Rhythm. Nelson's guitar playing on this is absolutely stunning. Mm-hmm. Love is Swift Arrows. It's catchy as all get out. Intricate arrangements. I'm in. Mm-hmm. But it's not as thought out as what's going to come. So
yeah, Grant, I call this album Meat and Potatoes Be-Bop Deluxe.
I think that's
this is just a solid statement, but they were to go and really discover themselves and be the band that they are a little further on down the road. But this is Meat and Potatoes. There's stuff already in the mix cooking.
Shit, look at what Jason said. He said Bowie, but way better. Jason, that's a pretty strong statement.
That's pretty bold there, Jason. I would agree.
Ken says Bill Nelson's guitar solo on Yorkshire Landscape Live on the Air Age is my absolutely favorite guitar solo of all time. Better than Jimi Hendrix All Along the Watchtower? Ken, come on. Next record, they become them. Well, kind of. We'll see. We're getting there. Anyway, DC, what would you rate this out of 10? We've already had Webb's rating. He gave us an 8.
Well,
what would you rate it?
Let me say this as a lifelong music fan coming from when I was 3 or 4 years old. There are certain times in your life where you'll come across an artist or a group that resonates with your soul. This band, specifically Bill Nelson, resonates with my soul. This is the meat and potatoes version of Be-Bop, and I am rating this a 10. This, from the initial listen, resonated with my heart and soul in a big way. And really? I'm generous. 10? I'm generous with the things I love. And so don't be shocked if you have more than 110 in the mix here.
Well, I'm going to try to look at it with the rest of the catalog. And I don't think I'd give this a 10, but I could give it a solid 7. Because there are other records in here that I think are total perfect. There's not another band quite like this band ever.
No. I could rate my 10s.
Because there are other okay. The reason I'm going to say that I'm going to give this a 7 is because I can hear a lot of those influences. I can hear Roxy music. I hear Bowie, where on some of the later records, I don't hear anything other than Be-Bop Deluxe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, this was certain things were already set, but they would build upon those and become something grander. But that don't mean that this one doesn't really, really resonate with me.
But I like this record.
Trey.
I am not trashing it by any means, but I think a strong
understand.
7 compared to the other things in the catalog. I think there are better things. So Jason's got an 8.5. I've got everybody's rating so far. If you've got one, we're going to jump to the next record. Anybody else have anything real quick?
We got a
Rating out of 10?
We got a 7 from Gary Joyce. Al Val. You got Zappa? Okay.
Hell yeah, I'm a DC. Right. I'm a monkey with fiber optic cable.
Don't mean to cast aspersions on your.
Don't harsh my mellow.
Right.
Cape Cod Ken. He's given it an 8.5. You don't know Cape Cod Ken, but Ken, good friend of mine, worked in the industry.
Oh, okay.
And by the industry, I do mean the business back in the day.
No.
Yeah.
I bet he's got some tales to spin.
Cape Cod Ken has a lot of stories to tell about his life in the fast lane.
Maybe you should interview him sometime, Grant. We'd love to get the skinny on some.
I told Ken he needs to come on and talk some music, but he won't do it. He's very shy. But he's very
nothing to it, Ken.
Well, Anyway, so all right, I'm gonna do our tally. We've got a 7.75 out of 10. I don't have a problem with that.
Makes me a little sad, but we all bracket and the way we grade things differently. For me, I'm very generous when I love something, and I'm very adamant and angry when I hate something.
All right, let's go to the next record. I think we're on Futurama, correct? Okay. Is that right?
Here we go.
Futurama, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to let me get rid of that comment because I'm going to get all flustered if I got everything up. Look at this. We got Ken, you know what I'm talking about. You were a professional. You were in the industry, the business. He's really a big deal. Anyway, let's look at Futurama. Let me scroll. Futurama 1975. Released in 1975. Yep.
And folks,
go ahead, DC.
And folks, in 1975, when you came across something that you really loved, but it wasn't a big name, you just couldn't get information anywhere about it. I'm thinking, what, are Be-Bop Deluxe going to record another album? Or is at least Bill Nelson going to record a solo album? There was nothing in Circus or Cream or Rolling Stone about Be-Bop Deluxe. What happened to these guys? Inquiring minds, or at least I wanted to know.
Of course you do.
So the scenario repeats itself. I go into one of the local record stores, and what do I see on the rack of new albums but this one? I almost passed out. And don't we have a 2-for-2 standing graphic design and illustration on album covers? I dig that quite a little bit.
You like that?
Yeah, it's a little Art Deco. Yeah, I do. And I flip it around and I say, oh, there have been some changes. We've gone from...
Well, we've had a refresh lineup on this record.
And I guess EMI gently suggested to Bill that the direction he wanted to go, the guys in the original band, they did not think they would be able to, as we said, facilitate his vision. Right. So we've got a whole new lineup. We got Simon Fox on drums, and we also have Charlie Tumahai.
Say that.
On Tumahai on bass and vocals, and that cat added a lot vocally to the whole bebop sound.
Yeah,
I consider him, of the band, Bill's right-hand man. Let's see.
So when you listen to this record, what do you hear on this record?
I buy it, put it on the turntable, and within 3 seconds, I know I have nothing to worry about. Although we've got new bandmates, the album opens with that flourish of incredible lead guitar, and then it falls into the stage whispers And man, we are off to the races.
Holy crap, we've got a perfect 10 from Ken. Ken, you want me to record that score? I'm assuming he does.
Yeah, let's do that. The man knows what he likes.
Well, I didn't say, Trey, I didn't say what business he was in.
I was going to say, my impressions were that this even became more dynamic with less reliance and similarity to the Bowie styled vocals and overall approach. Although a bit of that is there, this is now more of a Bill Nelson, his vision, his vocal styling and everything. I think there's more air in the production with Roy Thomas Baker at the helm. In its initial song here, it goes even to a little funk break, kind of a funky calypso at the end. Very fresh. Got Love with the Madman that pretty much encompasses, I guess Bill was going through a lot at this time and breaking up with his first wife and such. So that works its way into the mix. Made in Heaven, catchy rocker with not only great leads, but a really fun rhythm guitar throughout. And this is single material for sure. You got Sister Seagull. I think this is the heaviest tune they ever recorded. So impressive.
Yeah, that's great.
Just like Queen, these guys could do anything. There's really so impressive, the different approaches, and they just nail it. Soundtrack, hard rock, hint of calypso. Bill always has that island sound, and it starts with this album, but in all the subsequent albums, you find it there too. Music, like I said, Music in Dreamland. It starts with a march, and it works in a hard rock vibe. John Cocteau, which is a jazz musician, I guess Bill's dad listened to quite a bit, and Bill loves as well. That is a beautiful, breezy, jazzy bossa nova composition, and you can just hear what a wonderful, not only electric but acoustic guitar player Bill is. Just beautiful memory, and those leads on the
anything
acoustic.
He can play anything DC.
Again, he gets the chef's kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And Between the Worlds, Swan Song, and he throws everything but the kitchen sink into that mix. Just in case you didn't think he had enough curveballs in his arsenal. This album, and I'll be with Ken White, along with the debut, a stone cold 10.
You're going to go with the 10. All right.
10, yes.
I don't know if I'm going to go with a 10, but I think this is where my 10, my favorite, we haven't got there yet. This, when we're going to rank it, I'm just going to not say anything. I think this record's damn good. This is where Be-Bop Deluxe arrives, as far as I'm concerned. Mm-hmm. Everything's here. Everything you're looking for is here. I listen to this and I'm going, well, I don't hear any Bowie on this. I don't hear any Roxy music now.
He's found his voice.
The thing is with Be-Bop Deluxe, and I'm not an authority, but when I listen to this record, or a lot of the later catalog or the middle period, I can't really compare them to anybody. The first album, I can compare them to something. This album, I cannot compare them to anybody, which is impressive because normally on these shows, I like to what?
Grant, they morphed in, or he, being the visionary of the band, morphed into something that was completely original.
Right.
Like I said, his guitar playing, I can't, unless he's doing John Cocteau at Ken's referencing there. Yeah, it references that style of jazz, kind of thing. But in general, his lead playing, I can't compare anybody to him. He's so original.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to announce this, that Rand Kelly, everyone knows Rand Kelly. I'm out for dinner with my lady. Waiting for a waiting for some juiciness. That's the way I read it.
Old DC had a very meager dinner, so I'm salivating.
Webb says this is an album you recommend to a friend to listen to for discovery. I can agree with that. Next to the live album, this is the most complete BBD album. I get
Pretty
that.
damn solid.
Nathan
Agreed.
Fuller, where have you
Nathan's
been?
here.
Nathan, I was holding out. I've waited. I couldn't wait any longer. We're 25 minutes into this, and I couldn't wait any longer for you. I tried. I'm doing my best.
The show must go on, folks.
Anyway, so you give this a 10. I'm going to give this I like this. I'm going to give it a 9.5.
Oh, yeah.
Did anybody else real quick? I've got everybody else's score. Does anybody else have a score real quick?
We got Jason with
I got Zappa's score.
Jason says a perfect 10.
Yeah, I've got all those.
Nathan
Anybody
9,
else? Weird
Webb
Debbie 9.5.
Elval.
All right, Debbie.
Don't be shy, folks.
I would ask Kathy, but I know she's never even heard of this.
We appreciate Kathy being here nonetheless.
Webb, what did you give me before?
I think he
it was
said maybe a 10.
All right, he's changing it. 9 point. Well, it's not going to make that much difference, but I'll change it. All right, let's calculate this dog. What we have here is, ladies and gentlemen, we have a 9.25. So this is a damn good record.
That's more like
look,
it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to pause the show real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. B.M. Bolt is here.
Good day, sir.
He's here, but I really want to know where Stephanie is.
Yeah.
Really don't care about B.M. Bolt, but Stephanie, I'm good.
B.M. Bolt says he got this at a garage sale last year for $1.
Vinyl or CD?
Oh, well, I'm very happy for your luck, but it saddens me that this Be-Bop album would go for a dollar even at a garage sale.
A lot of people don't know this. How often do you? Well, I don't know how often you go out to the used bins, but I can say that I go to the used bins and you never see any Be-Bop Deluxe ever. So anyway, I like this record. We've already talked about it. We got to keep moving. Did you eat a Whopper earlier? No, I just have a drink. Oh, there she is, ladies and gentlemen. Stephanie.
Hello,
Thank you, Stephanie. You just made my day. Because I love Steph. She was on here for a show. We need to get you back on. All right.
Yes.
All right. Next
we need
record.
a show with the ladies of the Warehaus sometime.
Well, should be. All right. What's our next record?
Well, we move on to the year 1976.
So we're looking at
Starburst.
Sunburst.
Finish.
All right, here we go.
And folks, can we not all agree that they are 3 for 3 with the album cover designs? That's solid.
Scrolled past it.
That's solid.
Hold on, everybody. There it is. Be-Bop Deluxe, third album. Sunburst finished 1976. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 albums out this year. It was the 70s. That's the way it was.
Yeah. Don't piss people off like Boston did. They'll record your debut, and then we got to wait 7 years for the follow-up.
So this came out February 76th. There's a lot going on. Think about it. 1976, you've got punk. You're probably getting out of the glam rock thing, but you still have prog here. But the punk rock movement is taking force. Let me change my graphic because Grant, that's not correct.
That's not there. Get that lady up there with the flaming guitar.
Here, look, see, I didn't even cut anything out. Just let her expose herself.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway,
very artsy.
Third studio album. Still, it's the same lineup that we had before. They've
added a permanent keyboard player.
Who was that?
Oh, what the heck was his name?
Andrew Clark.
Andy Clark, yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, add another player.
So this blends again. This is kind of like more of what we set up before, only I think it's progressed. Still blends glam rock, progressive rock, art rock, but it's much more refined and it's catchier than ever. The thing about Be-Bop Deluxe, especially on these albums, these middle period albums, is that, oh my God, they can still be experimental to some degree, but it's still catchy. And it doesn't take like repeated listenings to get a hold of it. You can grasp it right at the beginning.
Exactly. They're experimental yet accessible. This isn't like stuff where your eyes are going to glaze over unless you got like a classical music background. And no, this is very experimental. It's clever. It's very varied in approach. Yet it's the first time you hear it, you're picking up a lot of what these tunes are all about. Like I said, this thing starts off with Fair Exchange, and it's experimental a bit, but you've got rock, you've got a little bit of funk, you got great vocals and lyrics, and they also throw in some bagpipes for good measure.
Well, we all need a little bagpipe.
You need a little bagpipe every 100%. Once in a while. Heavenly Homes, lovely melody, keys and guitars stand out. Bill's vocals, of course. Ships in the Night. It's kind of a quirky rocker, solid beat. It's like reggae feel, and it's all these albums after the first one. You notice reggae worked into the mix. Yeah. It's too bad Marlon's not here tonight because there is also a sultry sax solo that he would
that's
love.
Probably why he's not here.
And it's performed, from what I understand, by Bill's brother, who didn't even really know how to play a saxophone. And if you listen to that solo, it's like, yeah, is this really artsy, or is this person just someone they drug in off the streets? Because it's really, it borders on hitting a few sour notes, but it works. Next tune, folks, Crying to the Sky, or as it's now known for me as the Brain Surgery song. And here's a fun fact for you. I had to have brain surgery in 2018.
Wait a minute. You had brain surgery in 2018?
Yeah.
So that's the reason you're the way you are.
It explains a lot, folks. So put your mind at ease. That's the genesis of all this.
All right, let's pause real quick. We have to figure what do you mean you had brain surgery?
When we were getting ready to sell our home in the Cincinnati area, I had to clean up my studio. My studio had a humongously solid L-shaped table going the length of the studio. I was underneath there cleaning. There's dog fur, there's cat fur, there's pencil shavings. And I was really getting into there cleaning it. And when I was done, I was so overjoyed. I did a press up, and my head banged against a 2x4 coming across the other way from the lengthwise of the table, cracked me right in the head. Everything went white, and then everything came back into focus. And I said, "You dumbass." And I just sat down and started to get about my work day. As the days went on, man, it was
so what happened?
Not good for when they took a scan of my head, my brain was in an S shape. And they had to go in there, crack the skull, get in there, and line up the hemispheres again. It was S-shaped. When they showed it to me, I was horrified. I'm thinking,
how hard did you hit it, DC?
I was so happy to be done with cleaning up all that crap. I pushed up like this, and that head hit right the corner of the wood, and it did some real damage. So post surgery, Crying to the Sky. And you're going to have to hold on to our 1990s show, because there's a song I'll list in my top 10 that this song and that song were pinging back and forth in my brain, and I could not escape it. For like 4 days, both those songs were going back and forth.
Look at this. Everybody's going, holy shit, damn, DCG, Many Christmas.
How's this guy even talking?
Careful when you're getting up. Man, don't bang your head.
But the thing is, if you're going to have a song stuck in your head for 4 days, this is a beauty. Yeah. Crying to the Sky. Mwah. Tribute to Hendrix, from what I understand.
So anyway, this record, like someone already mentioned, I don't know, Webb, I don't know who it was. I can't keep track. Al mentioned Ships in the Night was the breakout single. Kind of did fairly well. The melody, come on, when I hear Ships in the Night, though, I hear it and I go, that's a single. That's a single.
I put that in my notes, but I didn't say it. But yeah, obvious. This is single material.
But it's got punchy keyboards, DC. It's got punchy guitars. It's great song. All the songwriting on this record is great. I wish I could bitch about this record, but I can't. Songwriting, it's catchy. You got that little reggae, the little raga influence.
Yes.
I dig it. Fair Exchange. Jesus, talk about guitar playing. Let's talk about Fair Exchange. Kind of proggy, but holy crap, the guitar solo at the end of the track will tear your face off.
I know.
Won't it?
You get no argument. Hey, I mean, like I said, Bill Nelson is right up there on my Mount Rushmore of lead guitarists, and just so overlooked, and that has never gotten his due. Now, us here tonight in the inner circle, we know what's going on. We know who's what's
going on.
And how about finishing it up with Blazing Apostles? I love that song. It makes me laugh, and it's got all those tidbits that he always adds to these songs and just makes them much more than the already great tunes they are, the little embellishments. Hats off to Bill.
So, DC, you're rating this a 10?
Yes, I am. And
I'm rating this a 10.
This is the apex of their commercial viability. And
yeah, I think it's a perfect record.
Most people that know anything about Be-Bop Deluxe have a passing knowledge and appreciation of at least this album.
100% Al, lots of hooks. So Al's given this 10. So far, we've got 3 10s. What's everybody else say?
Come on now, folks.
Come on, everybody. Let's do it.
Don't let me down.
We got another 10, ladies and gentlemen.
Zappa.
What else we got? Come on, everybody.
Come on. Ken gives it a 10. Come on.
We got Nathan with a 10. We've got Jason with 10 all the way. Bing, 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 bing. God, I just need to pinch myself. Weird Debbie's going with a 10.
Debbie gives a 10.
We have never done a show where we've had a ranking or numbers this high. Gary Joyce, so obviously is deaf, got a 9.25.
Webb, 9.15.
Obviously, Webb is deaf.
Cape Cod Ken from the industry.
I don't want to be judgmental, but obviously there's a problem.
We have an industry insider who gives it a 10.
His head as well. That's what happened to Sydney. That's the way that's why Sydney is the way he is, because he hit his head.
I couldn't believe I did it to myself. Good Lord.
All right. Cape Cod Ken, we got a 10. And everybody, Ken's in the business. Right. 10s are not common. No. Everybody done? We got your rating? We know what this is going to be. Let's calculate. Holy crap, we come up with a 9.84.
Oh,
it should be a 10,
but it's worth I could live with that number. I
can live with it.
This is an incredible artistic and commercial statement, and you don't find that too often. Usually those things are kind of exclusive, but really, folks, if you haven't heard of this band and it seems a little bit interesting to you, this is where to start. For most people, I think this is where to start.
I think Jason is spot on, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
And I've always admired Jason in his opinion, but his opinion tonight is really spot on.
Yes, yes.
Weird Debbie. This is why Debbie is weird. She's hit her head several times. Not like DC has, though, I hope.
No. Yeah, hopefully you didn't have to have surgery there, Debbie.
Yeah.
Not a good time.
Webb being political tonight. We don't do politics on this channel, but he says no records are 10s for everyone. I don't know why he's so political.
It depends. Different people grade things differently. I'm very loosey-goosey with what I love. I shot it to the hilt. And what I hate, I'll let you know about that too. So it's very with me.
No surgery. Webb hates
Atta girl.
politics. All right, good. All right, so there you go. We've got a 9.84. So far, we know how things are shaping up. I wonder how this will affect our ranking. It'd be
I
interesting.
don't know. I think everybody's of a general consensus too, which does my heart good because I'm not hearing something that nobody else is hearing.
And ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to announce that Webb is also in the industry.
That's right.
He's in the business. He's a professional.
Drama.
You know, even I'm going to give Webb even more props because he is changing people's lives every day. Unlike me, I'm just a monkey. Bill Nathan, 100%. He is a fabulous
Agreed,
player.
Nathan.
Oh, Debbie's a retired teacher. We should need to get Debbie and Webb on a show and they can battle it out. All right.
That's right.
Anyway, let's keep moving on. We're still in 1976. We're going to the next album, Modern Music. This came out in September. This is in that era where people were putting out 2 records a year still.
Mm-hmm.
But think
no
about
slackers, no slackers back then, and they were touring while they're writing these albums.
I try, guys. I'm 27 years in and burned out. Well, we could have a discussion because I know other teachers that are feeling the same thing. So don't worry.
So many
Keep
of my
plugging
friends,
away.
So many of my friends went into education, and the way things are going, they cannot wait to get the hell out.
Well, I have a story. Can you have a moment for a story?
Let's listen to a
My
story.
uncle graduated from Ohio State in 63, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he got hired into Whetstone High School, which is off Henderson Road in Columbus, Ohio, a good section. Now, several years, I don't know if this is political or not. I'm just going to give you the story. When he got hired in, good area, nice area.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. So a couple years later, they started to do busing. Okay. I'm not trying to be controversial, but they started busing kids from lower income areas. I think I could put that nicely. I wasn't there. I don't know. We didn't do that in Marion, Ohio. We just went to school.
Right.
But in Columbus, Ohio, they used to bus kids all over hell. So the kids that were in the neighborhood might not have went to Whetstone anymore. They'd have to be bused to somewhere else crazy. It was stupid. So anyway, he said I guess I can say that. He told us that he went from being a teacher to basically a babysitter because they do study halls. Kids would start getting rowdy, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't like it was where he could really teach. He said, yeah, he was teaching, but it wasn't the way it was. And that was early. We're talking in the 60s. Well, when did they start busing in Columbus?
Late 60s. I would imagine that everything took foothold in the late 60s.
Probably. But he just says it wasn't the same.
No.
It was great originally, but
it's a shame what's happened to the whole public school system. But let's move on to the music, folks.
So anyway, I wanted to say that, and I don't know what they do in Columbus because I was in Marion, Ohio. I know we're on a tangent. I don't give a freaking rat's ass. Where I was in Marion, we only had one high school in town. That was Harding. And if we went to like elementary school where I lived, it was Pearl Street and Baker. We had Baker, Edison. Do we have another one? Taft, I think. And I went to Baker for middle school. So, but we didn't bus. It wasn't that big. So I don't know if other cities, big cities bust, or was that just a Columbus thing?
I think the larger cities did. The smaller cities, it was usually one public high school and there was no need for all that. But
yeah. Anyway, so there it is. B.M. Bolt says schools get plenty of money. It gets wasted. Parents are the problem, not raising their kids right.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that.
Yeah, there is. Anyway, we're talking about school. We should start. I'm going to start not talking music, and we're just going to go on like on Friday nights and have a discussion about topics that's going on. We could get political. We could get. Maybe we'll change the whole scope of the channel. Right.
Fisticuff, Friday night fisticuffs.
All right, we're back. We'll be here all night if we don't get this wrapped up. So anyway, what's your thoughts on modern music, DC?
Modern music is, they stepped away from, for me, a lot of the cinematic, is that what I'm looking for, or the more intricate experimentation, a lot of their music. They've embraced more the island flair on some things and a bit of new wave. They were at the very cusp. Here we go, 76.
I think new wave is starting to filter in on this record. Not like what we're going to see on the next record, because that's big. That is quite a departure. And I'm not saying that's good or bad. I do know when that record came out, a lot of people went, whoa, wait a minute. This isn't my Be-Bop Deluxe. But this still is carrying on from where Sunburst left off. Yes, they've progressed, but anyway, go ahead.
The aspects of this band that were experimental and, like I say, cinematic is a word that always comes to fore. With this album, they were lessened and replaced with island and a new wave vibe that wasn't working for me as much. This album here is the first of their albums where there is a fall off for me. Just did not resonate with me in the same way. The second half of the album's got almost like a song suite going to it. These little musical vignettes of 2 minutes or so, little songs that skip. And none of them really stands out to me except for, and I love this little snippet, Dance of the Uncle Sam Humanoids. I love that. Man, that sounds like a theme song to some futuristic space age game show. I love that little snippet in there, but I must say, overall, I was a little disappointed in this. It's just not up to snuff, not up to the first 3 albums. There is a drop off.
I would agree 100%. There is some great stuff here, DC, like Orphans of Babylon, standout track, Infectious Still, we're being critical on this record, but it's a great record.
It's still far and above
100%.
What was coming out at the time. I mean,
but Orphans of Babylon, standout, infectious melodies, intricate arrangement, demonstrating the band's knack for combining. It's catchy, but then it's complex. Not many bands can pull that off, and they pull it off well. You've got that nice acoustic guitar intro, and then you've got those Queen style guitar harmonies on there. I like it. Catchy. Dance of Uncle Sam Humanoids. You've got some jazz fusion on here.
I love that little 2-minute snippet song there.
It's good.
I tried to turn on to that little bit back in the day, guys I'd play music with and such, and they give me that dead eye of a fish look. F them, they don't know what's up.
I give you that look every show we do.
For other reasons.
Wait a minute. Rod, we're talking headphones. Grant, I have a pair of Grados, just got them at Parts Express in Spring. Rod, are you in Ohio? Jesus, I think these are 125s. Let me look. These are SR 125 Grados, and I've had these rebuilt a couple times. I've had them for a long time.
Parts Express, where everyone goes to buy quality earwear.
All right, I guess people are giving me ratings already. All right, so Webb's giving me a 6.75. Of course he's grading everything low. What's going on there?
Webb don't grade
Gary Joyce is getting a 7. Scary. That's really quite a drop. I don't think I'd go 7. But that's all right. We all hear it differently. Who else? Al's going 9.5.
Oh, interesting.
All right, I got it. Who
Somebody mentioned to me something earlier in the chat that I wanted.
Freaking look at Nate. Nate likes everything.
10.
Fan.
All right,
That's
Nate.
all right. That's good.
I think
Jason likes it too. He's got a 9.25. I got it.
Different strokes. Ken said remaster with the bonus tracks are definitely worth it. Now I've never bought
okay, go ahead.
I've never bought the CDs of Modern Music nor Drastic Plastic, just because I bought the digital tracks of the songs I like, and I've never gone through and bought the actual albums.
What I've just got the original first issue CDs that came out in the early 90s, I think. The thing is with these, I don't know. It depends upon sound quality, but going on Steve Hoffman's site and seeing what they say over there, these are where it's at. Now, if you want bonus tracks, yeah, go ahead and get the other ones for the bonus tracks. But as far as sound quality goes, these really
that's where it's at.
Yeah, that's where it's at. I always go to the Steve Hoffman site to verify. So Zappa's got an 8. All right, let's see. Oh,
I give it an 8.
Scott's going 8.
I go 8.5.
What else?
Drops from 10 to 8.5 for me.
You got an 8.5?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go with an 8. I like this. Come on, this catalog is brilliant. Come on. Rod is like me, and he's from Ohio, so I like Rod. He likes original pressings. Now we should do a show on that. I could talk about CD pressings all day. Scott says Be-Bop is right in his wheelhouse.
Attaboy.
Damn it, Scott, you're in my wheelhouse, baby. Anyway, so let's calculate what we've got. And I gave it an 8. We've got a 8.4.
Okay.
Yeah.
That seems about right.
Zappa's good. All right, we're talking Steve Hoffman. I do the Steve Hoffman route too. I've got all the expanded versions of the bonus stuff, especially for Live in the Air Age. Yes. Now, I haven't heard any of those, but these original CDs are very natural sounding. I think oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Byron's not paying attention. He and Stephanie are probably playing Maid and Matt, something.
Or just an old-fashioned game of footsie.
Yeah, I bet they're playing footsie. I know how they are. Yes, Rod, the old jewel cases are heavier, higher quality plastic. Nothing can beat the original soft-sided jewel cases back in the 84, 85. Those are my favorites.
Nathan,
good quality.
Crowd. Oh, this is the cream of the crop here tonight.
It's small but mighty.
Yeah.
You know, this is like Studio 54. I only let certain people on.
Yeah, we're screening them at the door, folks.
Hold on, Nathan. Hold on.
We're going to get there,
rush
Nathan.
us. Okay, so anyway, we got an 8.4. All right, let's go to the next record real quick. We are going to, I got to scroll down to get my notes because it's all screwed up. All right.
We're moving on to their
final record. Okay. Final Be-Bop studio album, Drastic Plastic 1977. 78. Jesus,
78.
Grant. Think about when this came out. This is 78. Punk is starting to wind down. New wave is starting to crank up.
They are fully embracing new wave.
Oh my God. Album. If this isn't a new wave album, I don't know what is.
The keyboards take more of a center stage, or as I learned recently, guitars meant to sound like keyboards because Bill was putting some effects through his guitar to make them sound like keys. So,
and DC, before we go on, I want to mention that Ernesto's here and he's late as usual.
Oh, Ernesto. Good evening, Ernesto.
At least he's here though.
Yeah.
Yvonne is here from Norway. Yvonne, how are you?
Oh, Yvonne.
Wait a minute. Wolf's making it. Wait a minute. Wolf is actually in the chat.
Wait a minute.
Astral Navigation's light years. No, Wolf's always coming in with these kind of Wolf, anybody, if you've ever seen him make comments on stuff, Wolf is on another level.
Yeah.
He very cerebral. There hasn't been one album that he doesn't know that I throw out.
He also has all the Be-Bop Deluxe releases that were only released in the Crab Nebula. There's 3 or 4 albums that
So anyway, what's your thoughts on this record, DC? Sorry.
they've embraced new wave. And myself, unlike Steve Schnee, not a big fan of the new wave. I don't like
Where is
Herky-Jerky.
Schnee?
I don't. He don't bother.
You
with
know
this
what's
stuff.
funny? I'm going to bring this up, DC. I know we're on a tangent,
sir.
but damn it, I'm kind of ornery right now. I go on freaking Schnee's channel on that damn show he has where he plays all that old shit. I'll be
The
damned if he
Peppermint
shows
Twist.
up here. He plays all that hokey stuff.
I'm there. I'm there for it.
You're,
I'm old.
yeah, and then I'll be darned. I'll do a show and I get no support from him.
I know.
I'm
It's sad.
phase him out. I'm thinking.
Just not right, Grant. It's not right.
Yeah, he's kind of that way. He's not a very good friend. I thought he was a friend of mine. He doesn't support me at all.
Yeah, Jason makes a good point.
I'm all Webb. I'm all worked up. Well, we're at 5:56. I'm worked up by now, baby.
He
Go
says
ahead.
Jason's saying that this was supposed to be the first Red Noise album, and what it did. This is kind of like a preview of Bill would do past Be-Bop Deluxe, and I do have to say, past Be-Bop Deluxe, he just kind of like put his guitar in the closet and was moving into electronica. And hey, he's an artist, and he's got to go where his muse calls him. But for me, not my jam, not my wheelhouse.
I don't. This is not a bad album. I like it as a new wave album. As a new wave album, we're talking 1978. This is before new wave even has happened.
And you kind of go. You got to go with the times.
Damn it, DC, shut up. Just give a shit. Think about it. New wave officially, I think, was like what? Cars with Gary. I was going to say Gary Myrick. Gary Newman. Cars with Gary Myrick.
Yes, sir.
But no, think about it. This is 78, and this is fully embraced that sound. This is groundbreaking. Really. I'm being dead serious. I'm not saying that it's not. This is very groundbreaking. I'll leave it at that. I'm just a monkey with fiber optic cable. And do I want my Be-Bop Deluxe to be new wave? I appreciate it for what it is, but it's not happening for me. Though there are good songs on here. I think the production's good. 100%, Ken. 100% ahead of its time.
Oh, there's no argument there. Nelson's a visionary, and like I said, he's a true artist. He's not going to want to do the same crap over and over again.
Wait a minute, Webb.
What the?
You, for one, you're out of your GD mind.
What?
5.8. Jeez. All right, everybody. We got to get this. I've been talking a lot. Sorry, everybody. I'm dragging the show down.
Got sidetracked with public education talk.
Well, I think it's important
folks.
because if our young people are very important.
Yeah.
And I think there are a lot of people or a lot of kids in that era that could not get a proper education because a lot of the teachers were maintaining the circus, so to speak.
Yeah,
there were a lot of kids that were serious students, and I don't think it necessarily was a good thing for anybody.
It hurts the arts. It hurts our society. It hurts life in general.
Yeah,
you can't have this kind of ass clownery.
All right, everybody, give me your. I've got Webb's rating. What's everybody else's rating? DC, what would you rate this?
7.
Come on.
7.
I agree with 7. I'm going to rate mine 7 too. I wouldn't give it a 7. All right, everybody else. Nathan's going 8, and Nathan likes all of it. All right, and I got you. What else? We got Al with a 9.5.
Al gives it a 9.5.
Al's another one of those people that love all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Zappa's got an 8.
Weird Debbie hits us with a 7.3.
Debbie. That's pretty
She's
low
right
for
there
you.
with me.
It's pretty low for Debbie, though. Jason's got an 8.5. Okay.
I'm thinking the youngsters like this one a little better than old DC.
Ken White always coming through. He's got an 8.75. He loves the whole everything. Everything's good. That's fine. It's all good. Of course, Colonial Angus.
Where's my
Angus,
drum
what
set?
kind of name is that?
Ba-dum.
You,
Read between the
Colonial
lines.
Angus. He does.
Read
He
between the
likes
lines,
the Plastic
folks.
Ono band. Oh, I appreciate that. For a swan song, 7.75. Okay. People are crazy. Wolf. Maybe an 8.1 ish. Okay. 8.1 Wolf. Yeah, I would expect that from Wolf. That doesn't surprise me. Ernesto's giving us 7.8. Anything else? I think that where's Sydney? Probably trying to figure out where he is on the planet right now.
We wanted to touch on a little bit the live album, and this is a fine recording here, folks. What I would say is even more impressive if you get online or on the YouTube, check out a lot of the live stuff that Be-Bop Deluxe is up there, and you will see that Bill Nelson, that guitar is just an extension of his body. Like McCartney, how in the hell are you playing those bass lines, or how in the hell are you playing those lead lines when you're singing counter melodies or melodies that don't go with what you're playing? That is a sign of musical genius, one of them, as far as a performer is concerned.
All right, so DC, what's your ranking?
Oh, you want to know how my albums go?
Well, might as well.
All right, let me get everything set here.
How am I going to do this? I think I'm changing my ranking right now.
Okay, folks. Number 1, Futurama.
That's not number 1 for me. My number 1 is Sunburst Finish. Go ahead. Number 2.
Number 2, Sunburst Finish.
This is my number 2.
We flip-flop, but we're right there.
We're right
Number
there.
3. This is Meat and Potatoes, Be-Bop.
Yes, this is my number 3. What's your number 4?
I bet you folks can guess the last 2.
Number 4.
Yep. And then, of course, pulling up the rear, this is the Drastic
5.
Plastic.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. And Rod says Aviary for the win. Rod, I like you. I really do like you. Anybody that can come on this show and mention Aviary, I'm a big fan.
Grant's going to be.
I love Aviary. You know that.
Jason says that the live record is a top 3 live album
of all time.
Of the 70s for him. And it is very good. It's really well recorded. And for all the embellishments they have on a lot of their songs, they come across live, pretty much capturing it all.
Well, there
Scott,
you go.
Thank you, sir.
There's our ranking. We got to talk some Be-Bop Deluxe. I didn't know we could do this in an hour and 3 minutes because when I get on this damn show live, I just talk and talk and talk.
Well, if we hit on a few other subjects too, and that's cool.
But anyway, I want to thank DC for being here. Yeah, we always try to go an hour. I mean, if you can do a show in 20 minutes, that's perfect. But that's pretty impossible when you're talking bands like this. So anyway, I do want to thank DC for doing this with me. Do you have anything else to add before we wrap it up?
We wanted to get to this for a while, and I'm glad we did. This is one of my all-time favorite groups, and I'm glad in our small way we could give them, and more importantly, Bill Nelson, their due here in the Warehaus.
100%.
Thanks for everybody that was tuning in. Lots of great comments. It was a lot of fun, and we have the smartest audience out there in the music community.
100%.
Most astute.
You're welcome, Ken. We couldn't do it without you. Or Wolf.
And Wolf.
Wolf,
thank you for stopping by.
Wait a minute, watch this. I'm gonna throw something out to Wolf and see if he knows it. Now, do you think he knows this? Do you think Wolf can make a comment on it? All right, Wolf. I'm assuming you're still here. Go ahead. Make a comment, Wolf. He says go. Go, Wolf. Go. All right, you've heard this, right?
And we wait.
We wait. Look at him. I like it. I do love the show. Thanks,
Go.
Colonel. I appreciate it. I'm just giving you crap. I appreciate you
Thank
here.
you, Colonel. Colonel
And
Lincoln.
for God's sakes, Colonel, if you haven't subscribed, I'm going to be upset.
We need more folks like Colonel Lingus around.
Looks like a poster boy. You know what this is. Come on, Wolf. Come on. He knows it. Yeah, but come on. All right. Pop-Off made me listen to Rex. 100%. That's why I've got it. Pop-Off likes it. Just needs a T. Well, yeah, kind of. Is that Frodo Baggins? Yes, Debbie, 100%. You can't put anything over your eyes. Well, thanks, Ken.
Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Two
Well, I'm like a
powerhouses.
poor man. I'm a poor man's Sea of Tranquility.
Don't sell yourself short. Two houses.
If I only could have started this channel during the pandemic, damn it.
Oh, baby.
Jesus. Colonel, I appreciate you're here. I'm just giving you crap. I knew with someone with your knowledge and the way you responded to things, I knew you were a subscriber. I could tell.
Being Bolt, the ladies love Colonel Lingus. True that.
Say that real fast. Oh, Byron, why are you bringing the show down?
The Warehouse After Dark.
All right, everybody. I'll keep you. I'll let you guys go. We went over an hour. I do appreciate everybody here.
We got a lot coming up in May, folks.
Yeah, May is really booked. I know I've been kind of
stuff.
slacking this week, but I've been doing a lot of those one artist, one band things, which I kind of like because it's easy for me to crank it out. And no one really wants to hear me talk by myself, and I don't either. But I thought, well, Grant, give it a shot. See if anybody likes it. And really, no one likes any of them. No one watches any of them.
I think you're doing pretty good with those.
Nah. They should be shorts. They do a lot better if they were shorts. But I don't want to do shorts. Al says the Warehouse rules. I appreciate
Thank you, Al.
it. But that's not my channel. It's HAUS. Maybe the other Warehouse rules. I'm going to make 3 more tonight after we're done. So be ready.
Oh yeah. The Sunday night Warehouse music party will be coming back this month. John, don't worry about that.
What, the listening party's on the 18th?
Yeah, John
3 hours.
Patterson was asking.
John, I must point this out. John, if you ever follow John on Facebook, he's like, where's Waldo? He's never at home. He's always at some remote location, but then again, he always tunes in, and I appreciate it. He could be like in Jamaica, and he'll go, well, I got to get on the Warehouse.
He's the opposite of me. I'm firmly ensconced in my studio here in the basement.
Yep. Ken says, thanks for the Dead Ringer shout out. So everybody like Dead Ringer? You like that?
We got a lot of views. Look at that. That screams 80s.
Blue Oyster Cult. We've got Alice Cooper band members on here. This came out in 79? Wait a minute. 89. 89?
That's got 80s written all over it. I would be sure.
89, I can't remember, but no one bought it. I don't think it got any traction. You would think this has to be like one of the last super groups, you know? What was it? 85? Gare, I don't think it's 85. I think it's 89. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. What do I know? Rod liked Red House. You like Red House? Good. Well, there's going to be more. I'm going to post like 3 more tonight. So I want to hear from you. Please like, subscribe if you've never have, and just let me know. Let me know if you like that series because it's, you know.
Aren't we doing our top 10 for 1990?
Is there a free giveaway? Well, you know, Colonel Lingus, I don't know what more you could possibly want with a name like that.
Yeah, what would you care about a free giveaway?
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it. Steven loves the series. All right, everybody. We'll be live again. I don't know when our next live show is, but I do appreciate everybody. We'll see you. DC, thanks so much, my brother.
My brother, anytime, my brother.
Webb says it's my best series.
Wow.
Oh, wait a minute. Ken finally found the Orion the Hunter. So, Ken, did you get the rock candy, or did you get, I think it came out on Sony, like in Japan or something. Which version did you get? We talked, Ryan. I forget DC. You like Ryan 100, don't you?
I felt it was middle of the road.
Oh, that's right. You hated it.
I didn't hate it. It was just very much.
No. You didn't like it. Let's
No, I
be
didn't.
honest. You
Not
didn't
really.
like it. Yeah. Rock Candy. All right, cool. All your stuff is great through. Oh, that's pretty nice. Thank you, Webb. I appreciate it. Club Ninjas 1986. Yeah, so I think this is 89. I'm pretty sure. Orion is MOR. AOR, not MOR. Ken, I have seen Orion, but I do see Uranus.
Oh, there's Colonel. Colonel.
God damn.
Very
Colonel.
saucy.
Damn,
You're very
Colonel.
saucy. You're very saucy, Colonel.
Oh my God. There are tube socks available. There is tubes. No, there's not, but there should be.
Oh, for summer wear, I'm thinking.
You know what I would like to sell in the warehouse are those tube socks you used to wear in middle school with the three stripes.
Oh,
white socks with 3 stripes. You can't beat those.
And then those frayed jean shorts.
Oh, MOR, middle of the road. Like Tom, like
It
who's
was like
the
I didn't
one-
love it, but I didn't hate it. It was like that's what I mean by middle of the road. Magic Pie.
So you look at Magic Pie and then you look at the
Tube
Colonel.
socks.
I don't know what's going on here.
John,
All right, everybody. We'll see. It's fun just shooting the shit with everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Everybody have a good. Well, tomorrow's Friday.
how about
Freaking
everybody have a good weekend?
And couple weeks, the listening parties will fire back up on Sundays. So I already worked on one show. I think I'm just going to do a solo show because I haven't done it for so long. I just need to do it. And
Get it out of your system.
Colonel says, by the way, what was tonight's topic?
Education and experimental music.
Yeah. Go Warriors. All right. Weird Debbie says, take care. She was a teacher. All right, everybody. We'll see you. Keep it real.
So long,
We're
folks.
clean. Bye.